Hailey is the latest character released from the first Descendant, free to play game. During my enjoyment of playing this game, like almost over about a week now, I've been playing it like nonstop almost. It's like this game is very addictive. It's fun to play. I like the farm. I like the grind. Basically, because I have time to do it. You know, so if you don't have a lot of time in your schedule to play video games, don't buy this because this game demands your time. It does. You could play this game for 5 hours and feel like you ain't did shit. I mean, you barely scratch the surface on what the game offers. That's how much grinding you do. Like I said, I pretty much have fun with it. You know, it's just how you grind that's the problem. So that's why a lot of people have fucking like deleted their copy. They gave up playing it because they kept doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and that becomes frustrating. That becomes a chore. It's not fun to do the same thing over and over again for the item not to drop that you want to unlock a certain character. It's stupid. You got people that play 50 times. You got people that play 3 days. It's ridiculous. And it's, the item still hasn't dropped. They say, yeah, no, if I have to play 3 days or 50 times for that matter, I'm not going to play it no more either. I'm going to get mad, turn it off, probably uninstall it, and whatever that shit, whatever the fuck I do. It's like, no, this is how I do it. I I would attempt a dungeon, for example, if a part is there that I want for a character. I'm going to go to a dungeon. If I don't succeed in getting the item, I'm going to leave it, do something else, then come back to it later. Then repeat, rinse and repeat. That's what I do. I don't continue to do because it's going to get frustrating. It's going to get repetitive. I'm going to be saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. No, that I'm not going to put myself in that position. So because the main issue that I've been running across was the unlock for the second Descendant you unlock. What's her name? That you can unlock, I should say. What's her name? Freyna, yeah. Uh, and particularly, there's a dungeon called an invasion mission called the Shelter. A lot of people said that there's a lot of issues in obtaining her part there in the Shelter mission. I was like, oh shit, because I learned about that way before I got to that point in the game. And when I finally got there, I was like, oh shit, I made up my mind before I even re-attempted the dungeon again because I was unlucky. It didn't drop for me when I first went through it. So the part didn't drop. So I said to myself, I'm not gonna be trying this over and over and over again. I'm not gonna do that. That's insane. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna progress the story or do grinding missions or do other things and then come back. So that's what I did for like 2 days until the item dropped. And there was another item of hers. There's two items of hers in the field, and there's one in that invasion, that Shelter mission that people say is the hardest to obtain it. One field mission, I ended up getting the item the second time I went through it. Then I ended up getting the item the second. The second part I ended up getting it from the Shelter mission. It's funny because I remember when it dropped, I was talking on the phone with my sister. I was just fucking around. I was just grinding because I'm talking on the phone anyway. And that's when it dropped, and I was talking to the phone. I'm talking on the phone on her. So I was like, oh shit, I got the part. She's like, what part? I said, it's a long story. So that was like day 2 of playing it when it dropped in the Shelter. And the third part I needed for her to complete it, because I had the blueprint already or her code already. I needed to get it from the field, which was a Ruins Path mission. It took me about 5 times for it to drop. I mean, I lost a couple of times before completing that mission. I hate when I lose because it could have dropped at that point. But it ended up dropping, so I ended up getting all 3 parts for Freyna. And I already had the fourth component fourth part rather, to complete the research of a character. So that's pretty much it for the Freyna thing. And There's another thing. It's not a bug. Okay, people said it's a bug. It's not, because if it was a bug, nobody would be getting these parts or components or whatever what you want to call them to get these characters. Can I believe it's rigged? Yes, I can believe that it's rigged. But you can still obtain the part for the character. It's like just don't frustrate yourself going 50 times to get a certain part. It's insane. It wears you out. It's a waste of time. It's frustrating and everything. I don't recommend doing it. Because take it from me. I mean, number two, they give you a 20% chance it's going to drop. So that's pretty low. 20% is pretty fucking low. Say for the fact that I've gotten parts that were 20% drop for me like 5 times at this point of doing this upload here. So, I mean, like it's crazy. It's like if those parts can drop for me, I know that I can get the other parts as well. Granted, I've tried to obtain that part multiple times, more than the shelter mission and the ruins path, for example, to obtain Frena's parts. I'm just saying. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's about luck. I mean, some people, they have to try for days. And it could have took me a week to get the part from the shelter from Frena. I mean, but like I said, I don't continuously do it. I said like the earliest I would attempt again is after I try something different. I would come back to try to get the part. That's the earliest I would do it. In another time, I wouldn't do it like twice in a row. I remember one time I accidentally I was trying to get a part for this character called what's his name? Blair. Okay. I tried to get his part in the invasion dungeon, and I failed to get it. But I accidentally retried the dungeon. So granted, I still didn't get it when I retried it. Even though it was an accident. But yeah, everybody's talking about breakfast on Discord. Anyways, excuse those pop-ups there. But anyways, this was 6 days ago. This is the latest Descendant here. Hailey here. They said her parts are quite different to obtain. I'm like, why are they fucking shifting the goddamn ways to get these parts is beyond me. Yeah, so it says to unlock her as a playable Descendant, you need to research all of her components. But unlike other Descendants who drop from amorphous materials such as dungeons, Hailey's components are tied to seasonal content and a fragment system. Wow. Tied to seasonal content? So you have a limited time to try to get those parts. That is fucking crazy. Why do they do this? It's already a grind to get them by A, having them drop in an invasion mission, or B, getting all the components for one part. That's already enough. Why tie parts to seasonal content? I went into this page earlier. There's an ad that might play. Excuse me if it does. I'm very sorry if it plays because I tried to mute it. I can't mute it, so I have to fucking wait until the ad stops. You're gonna hear the sound and everything. So this is Hailey here. If you can fucking see her. Hold on. So that's Hailey there. It takes her 16 hours to be ready to be playable. You can expedite that time, but it costs you real money to do so. Not much, but it costs you real money nonetheless. So, because you got to buy these the currency called Caliber, which doesn't drop otherwise. I mean, there's 2 ways you can get Caliber. One, by paying for it with real money, or 2, by buying a season by buying a seasons pass. They give, I think they give, most of you is 25 of them, which they really ain't nothing, but it's better than nothing. I mean, I haven't bought the seasonal pass because it's not worth my time to buy it. It's not worth it for me to buy it right now. I mean, the shit that I could get is many. It's so far in the distant in the future. I just can't. Me buying a season pass would be wasting my money. Put it that way. I get a few items, but I don't want them like that. I don't want them that bad. But yeah, so it says Hailey's crafted materials drop from invasion missions and certain hard dungeons. Yeah, you got to play it on hard to get certain items too. That's been like this since before Hailey dropped, so that's nothing new. Hard mode content is unlocked upon completing the campaign, while invasion missions are tied to the invasion seasonal quest line. That's fucked up, man. Wow, I do not like that. I'm thinking like, why can they make the percentage more? Why you would think that it'd be over 20% drop weight if it's a seasonal invasion. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't like that at all, devs. That's not a good move. It says, unlike most Descendants, Hailey's components don't drop as crafting blueprints. See? Instead, Hailey's components drop as fragments. When you complete an invasion dungeon or defeat an elite monster in a dungeon, there's a chance you'll earn a handful of component fragments for Hailey. You'll need 36 of the same fragment type to forge one of Hailey's components. Yeah. As far as the 36 or whatever to forge one of the components, that's been going on already. The thing is new about this chick here is that these missions are seasonal. So if you miss out on her part, there's no telling when they're gonna bring it back. That dungeon. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy as hell. Excuse me for a second. Hey, all right. So yeah, it says on paper this makes the grind less repetitive since you can play different invasion missions and dungeons to earn Hailey's components. In practice, however, Hailey is significantly more grindy than other Descendants. Wow. Rivaling Ultimate Descendants. Woo! We highly recommend only clearing invasion dungeons for her components. There is a good chance her components will receive changes in the future patch. So don't burn yourself out. Yeah, they might make it fucking easier to obtain. She just dropped, so like 6 days ago, I think. But yeah, I'm not happy about this. Who would be happy about this? So here's the drop source of her parts here. Drop source evasion dungeons. You got to play it on hard on White Knight's Go. I like that. I like that area. White Knight Gulch. So crafting cost is 400,000 gold. I have no problem paying that. I have so much gold on me. So one Hailey enhanced cells, one Hailey stabilized, one Hailey. So this is the four parts that you need to complete her 36 Hailey data chips. Okay. The research time is 16 hours for it to become available to you. Okay, then you need. Okay, there's another part here. Crafting costs. You need 200. Look at this. Wow. I don't mind this way of obtaining parts. I don't mind it because you just gotta just gather the material to obtain the parts. I don't mind that. My issue is that these dungeons are seasonal, which is crazy. That takes 8 hours to research. So what? Oh, enhanced sales or enhanced sales. This is what you need to get her enhanced sales. You can get these parts by playing the first level Kingston on hard mode. That means it's optional. You can either get it from the invasion dungeon or get it from playing on hard mode on Kingston map. That's completely optional. Because this part here, Hailey's crafting cost. Hailey's crafting. Okay. Huh. Hailey stabilizer. You could play it on hard on Echo Swamp and get all this. You don't have to go through the invasion dungeons. Because I'm thinking like if you have to go to both these places, then that's weird. I guess some of them is available only in invasion dungeons. Because it's in plural. You don't go to just one. You got to go to different ones. Because Echo Swamp, the dungeon elites, you got to find, okay, to play it on hard for them to drop. Okay. I don't know. It doesn't seem that bad. I mean, but if you're asked out on receiving a part, just go to the map and get them then, instead of the invasion dungeon. Hailey Spiral Catalyst, that's another part for her. Agna Desert, you got to play it on hard mode. I ain't beat the first campaign yet, so I can't play it on hard mode yet. Anyway. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be bad. It's going to be a bit of a grind, but it's not going to be bad. At least to me, it's not. I mean, from what I'm seeing here. Then he says all of Hailey's components drop from invasion dungeons, a seasonal mechanic that adds puzzles to some of the first Descendants in-game dungeons. Each day, 2 dungeons are selected as invasion dungeons you can play. Each invasion dungeon may only be cleared twice per day, which means you can clear 4 invasion dungeons daily. Who thought this was a good idea? I haven't ran across no invasion dungeons as yet. I mean, shit. The dungeons that I have, that I'm able to fucking, I can complete them as many times as I want. So they got a different set of dungeons that they're coming out with, or they out. I can't obtain them. I guess you got to beat the game first in order to get the access to invasion dungeons. Because the dungeons I can go to, I can complete as many times as I want to. It says successfully clearing the dungeons will award a Hailey component fragment, but the exact fragment you get is random. Okay, the quantity of fragments you receive is also determined by how fast you clear the dungeon. The game never told me that. It didn't tell me you gotta beat it within. You gotta beat it fast. You have to be the one to kill the boss or any. They didn't give you no conditions. You just click on the dungeon, see the part that might drop. But the thing is, you don't see the percentage unless you're on the map. Unless you looking at the dungeon from the map, you can see the percentage of the drop rate, which is likely 20%. So they don't say you have to beat it a certain time or beat it fast. I never ran across that, so I don't know where you got this from. So this must be the invasion dungeon only. So like I said, I haven't unlocked this. Looks like I have to beat the game at least once to order to unlock it. Wow. So so these specific dungeons determine how fast you how fast you beat it. It might drop. It's likely to drop. Wow. Okay. Gold clears award. Gold clears award are Award the most components, followed by silver, bronze. Okay, you get awards based on silver, bronze, and gold. Okay. Our very first clear was silver, and all subsequent clears have clearly hit the gold threshold. So clearing 4 dungeons with a gold score shouldn't be a tall order for most. Yeah, I haven't unlocked these. Okay, so you'll need 36 fragments for each of Hailey's components. Since you get 3 components per gold clear, you're looking at 12 components per day. If you want more, you can opt to farm elite monsters in hard dungeons. Okay. The patrol space determines what fragments the elites will drop. Why is it a limited runs though? Why is it limited runs in these dungeons? I don't get it. That's fucking crazy. Shit, I ain't trying to do all that. Wow. Yeah, I'm far away from achieving that goal. So it's still interesting to read. Yeah, the first Descendant players have already given up on locking Hailey. I can see why. You got the limited time dungeon shit. Yeah, that throw me off too. But I wouldn't fucking drop the game. I just play. I just play other shit. I mean, I would just play other shit that's in the game. I'm like, fuck it, fuck unlocking her, man. You know what I'm saying? Because likely, I'm gonna have like fucking 9 or 8 Descendants already unlocked by the time I try to unlock her anyway. I get to play other Descendants anyway, and I just try again in the future. Fuck it. That's my attitude already. So I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna continue to repeat the same shit over and over again for a component to drop or a part, whatever you want to call it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not finna frustrate myself. Games should not be a chore. This was 2 days ago. The first Descendant players have already given up on locking. Hey, let's take a look at this article here. By Sam Woods. So my favorite character is Bunny anyway, so I'm glad I got her. It's daunting for players. Yeah, I read that. I don't know if it's this article here, but I read that 70% of players quit playing the game. That's a lot of players quitting over the fact that they can't unlock or get a part drop to them that they want to unlock a character they can easily pay for. Like if you want to so bad, pay for her. That's all I gotta say. I mean, shit. Cause I mean, it's like there's always you got to go through something to get the character. You can't just get her free. You know what I'm saying? You have. I mean, like either pay with your money or pay with your time. That's how I see it with the Descendant game. You know, I don't want to play. I don't want to fucking buy her, so I'm gonna pay with my time. Like I said earlier, if you don't have a lot of time on your hands, you shouldn't. I don't know why you playing this game in the first place, unless you're okay with playing it twice a week or for like a couple of hours. You know. Okay, it says although the first Descendants inaugural season has only just kicked off, players have already found something that they're extremely happy with. I wouldn't even want to admit to anybody that I quit the game because a part wouldn't drop. I wouldn't want to admit that, but that sounds like that makes me sound like a entitled brat. I'm just mad because the part's just not dropping. I'm just not lucky as other players, so I quit the game. It's like no, I would never admit that shit if that was true. It's like, come on, y'all, man. I mean, it's 20% chance. It's based off luck, man. It's like gambling. That's what you're doing, gambling every time you try to go for the part. It says the new Descendant Hailey was always likely to be an extremely popular pick in the game. The problem is that her unlock criteria are proving a bit of a problem. Okay, it says, "Am I missing something? Was unlocking Hailey just absolutely miserable? Maybe just unlucky." I mean, it happens. None of us not some shit. Some people, I bet you any kind of money that some people are gonna say, "Oh, I got so and so part for Hailey. It dropped on the first try," or I was able to unlock Hailey within 2 days or a day. I just played all day. I got all the components. I farmed, and I unlocked her within 3 days or whatever. And other people say, "Oh man, it's been a month and I still haven't unlocked her yet. What the hell, man? Is it rigged? Is it a joke? I mean, like, do they want us to really buy her? You know, I don't remember how much she cost to buy. You know what I'm saying? Because that was another option that I had that I was talking about before I unlocked Freyna. That a lot of people say they have a problem unlocking, getting her parts to drop for them. I was like, I might have to fucking just end up buying her if I gotta keep trying this for days. I'm gonna just end up buying Freyna instead. I'm glad I didn't resort to doing that though. I'm glad I didn't. But I was considering it though, because this is before I was even trying to get her part in that fucking shelter mission, which I'm glad thing. Because that boss is fucking annoying, goddamn. But yeah, so it says since her release a few days ago, players have been lamenting the criteria they need to meet to unlock the new Descendant. I think she's $800 caliber. Because for $10 you get 520 caliber. I think because some of them are like 300, and you can get those characters for $10 basically. I think Hailey's over 300. I wish I could check right now. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if I can find out on Google after reading this article, see how much she is if I remember. But I'm on this article and I'm gonna finish reading this. It says one player confirmed that if you have the best RNG ever, it'd take a minimum of 12 days to unlock Hailey. Woo! Although you might think that it's only 12 days, the first Descendant has had notoriously miserable drop rates since launch. So that 12 days is likely to be much longer grind. Okay. Well, I figure you're going to spend 12 days playing the game regardless. So why not do it, try to get her? I mean, that's what I'm saying. But like I said, I'm going to be damned if I'm going to continue to try the same shit just to unlock her. No, I'm not doing that. There's plenty of other things to do in the game. Plenty of other parts and blueprints for special weapons to get that you can be doing. It says players have already taken to Reddit to share their disappointment and talk about their luck with the drops. I believe this is the article I saw a couple of days ago. I believe this is it. Okay, I'm going to continue reading now. One player claimed that at the rate they're achieving things, it'll take at least double the game's minimum time to unlock Hailey. Others have had an even worse time, expecting longer than that. Like I said, it depends on your luck at the end of the day. The slow unlock pace has once again been criticized as being predatory, and players are suggesting that this is forced monetization from Nexon. Nexon is the developers behind the game. With the developers making the game a struggle for those who are opting to go free to play. It's got to be some struggle because you're not paying for it. Why should it be easy to unlock these parts? It shouldn't be easy. And it's only daunting or frustrating for you because you keep doing the same thing over and over again. Don't do that. I strongly suggest don't do that. It's not that fucking serious. Because if it is that serious, why don't you just buy her? Plain and simple. If you want it that bad, just buy her. You can skip all the farming, all the days wasted according to what you're saying. You just buy her and that's it. It says, ultimately, this has resulted in a large portion of the audience claiming they have given up on trying to farm for the new Descendant. Multiple posts have popped up on Reddit and with players claiming they're done. Wow. You're done playing the entire game just because you're not having luck or you're not willing to grind for days to unlock a character when you can just buy her off the store. It's not like that's the only way to unlock her is to grind for her. I mean, like I said, if you want it that bad, just buy her. Well, I shouldn't have to buy her. You don't. You do option B, free to play, grind, get those parts, farm. Take a day out of the week, a whole day to play the game. Well, just play the game. It costs your time. I feel that's fair. I mean, the limited dungeons are stupid. I agree, that's fucked up. But the principle of all, I don't mind it. It's like either buy her or pay with your time. That's it. It's not nothing underhanded that they're doing. They're keeping the player away from you. You just got, it's a 20% drop rate. 20% is fucking low. I'm pretty sure it's 20% with these parts here. I mean, some people have gotten those parts the first time they played it. Some people it took 12 days. Some people it took 50 tries. Some people it took 100 tries. But they finally got the part. The thing is, there's no bug where it prevents you from getting it because it's stupid to believe that because other people have gotten the part. One person even said on the Reddit post that he's struggling to get a certain part for a character, but his friend got the part on the first try. It's all about luck, baby. Don't let it get to you. If you don't get the part if you played 9 times in a row, for example, and you don't get the part, don't let it discourage you. For number 2, you shouldn't even play it 9 times in a row. Do something else. Like if you must try again on a certain mission or a certain area to get a part to drop or components for that part, I say try it 3 times in a row and just stop. 3 in a row, don't drop, go do something else in the game. 3 times the limit. If you must try it again, Don't do it 50 times, 100 times, 3 days, 2 days. It's ridiculous. I can't stress that enough how ridiculous that is. That's why people are saying, I'm done with the game. I'm telling you, that's the reason why. It says, with the development team admitting they were shocked that the game was reviewed so badly, you'd wisely have assumed that they'd be doing everything they could to earn back goodwill, but that doesn't seem to be the case. The complaints around Hailey followed discontent around the previously released Descendant Luna, along with titles in inflated seasonal challenges, the overuse of Bunny, the single-use paints. You're going to use the paints one time? That fucking sucks. That sucks. Moving on. This has led to the game losing well over 70% of player base since launch. Wow, the game has only been out for like 2 months, I think. That's a lot of players to lose. I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm gonna tell you the main reason why they're not playing no more is because they can't, because the grinding system of these characters that they can easily just buy from the store. They refuse to buy the character, so they're gonna quit. It's like, come on, man. It's a free to play game. You don't play anything. All you need is internet. Just download the shit and play it. You know, I mean, some of the shit in the game is like ridiculous. I do the single use of paints is fucking dumb. You should be able to reuse paint as much as you want, whether you paid for it or not. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, seasonal dungeons is stupid. As far as trying to collect parts is concerned, otherwise, in general, I don't give a shit about it. It's like, okay, that's seasonal, whatever. But yes, I mean, come on, man. Let me see. Let me see if there are any comments here. Okay, there's some. How many comments are there? 14? And we could read them. Simon says, geez, you're quite a few days late with this. On first day of release, yes, it was a 12-day grind. 24 hours later, they changed it so it's double items, which halves that time. This was days ago. Stop spreading fake news. Huh. So Simon's saying this person who wrote this article is spreading fake news. He said they since made the items double, that the gathering rate is double that. So you want to spend that much time playing it. So the developers did step up, make it more easier to grind for these characters. Okay. That's cool. Stop spreading fake news. Journalists don't know how. That's what somebody else said. Okay, this person says, it's a lot less stressing when you don't care about new characters. Just being completely honest. I am of course completely one of the few going against the grain here. I do care about unlocking Descendants. I care a lot about it. But I'm not finna bust my ass trying to do it. I'm not finna repeat the same shit over and over again to do it. Because that's only going to frustrate me and make me not want to play the game no more. He goes on to say, I play all my games with usually no more than 2 main escape characters. I think it's pronounced escape. With one usually being a little more top out than the other. If I get really bored, I may seek to experiment with a third character that never makes it half as far as the first two. But mostly, I just rock one main, okay? Since the game gave us 3 to choose from the start, the main is forever solidified as Visa. I didn't choose her. I chose to go with Lepic, which I'm happy I did choose him. Even if they nerf her so bad that she's practically useless, that is still my main, given the work I put into her. This, whether Nexon, I keep saying Nexus. Did I ever call him Nexus? Nexon agrees with my methods or not. It's never going to be Ultimate Visa. It's not going to be Hailey. I did eventually also fully catalyze and max out Freyna, as I found her enjoyable to play as well. I've got my friends full. My friends. I got my hands full as it is just trying to God roll these two. And my what's it? Was that a typo? Anyway, these two are more powerful than most people's ultimates. Really? I thought the ultimate would be more powerful. But moving on, sitting at north of 20 million skill power on the reactor, which mounts bonus, and pushing for higher, so it will be a while before I'm ready to move onto the third character. I don't spend... Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to spend too much time. I'm not going to spend too much time with one character. I never understood that. I get names, favorites, I get that. But I'm not gonna spend days on one character when I can play other ones as well. Like with fighting games, for example, you got people that only use Akuma, for example. And certain characters, I'm like, damn, why don't you play another character? Learn another character on the roster. You already mastered this character. Why keep using them? It's ridiculous to me. I never understood that. I'm not finna stick with one Descendant. Like my favorite character is Bunny. Like I said earlier, I fuck love using her, but I'm not gonna use her all day. No, I'm not gonna do that. Like, what's the point of unlocking more Descendants than grinding for them when you're only gonna use a few anyway? That's crazy. Wouldn't that be called a waste of your own time? Trying to unlock the other Descendants? He says, I hope to maybe use Lepic, but I'll likely never get him to where Visa and Freyna are, and I'll never go Ultimate because I have a complete distaste for that model. Oh, he doesn't like the way the model looks. Oh, that's interesting. I'm not going to use a certain character because I don't like the way they look. Okay, moving on. What was ever the point of these characters then? I buy an Ultimate and the other version rots? Nope, not my thing. Now, as far as buying the Ultimate version of a character, you're going to spend $100. No, I didn't stutter. No, you didn't hear me wrong. You're going to spend $100 to buy one Ultimate character. Okay, so he goes on to say, I have material enough to unlock Ultimate Volby and nearly enough to unlock some others with a little grind, things like battery cells or murky whatevers. But I'm just not interested in, honestly, don't prefer how they look over the vanilla or more armored versions. Dude, you getting it free. Just unlock them. Oh, it takes 18 hours for them to become available. What do you care? You don't care about them anyway. Why not just get them just for the fuck of you got the parts? What is with people? Okay, moving on. Let me see. It seems like all the Ultimates do aesthetically is put them into revealing tights or bathing suits, but like Bunny, and slap a gold mask on them. To me, the more believable combatants are the ones that are more armored. Okay. Again, you already have the components or all the things you need to unlock Ultimate Volby. You mean to tell me this character is free? You mean to tell me that you're not going to just go to the research and have her unlocked in 18 hours? Are you kidding me? You may not use her, but why not unlock her? Why not? And number two, I noticed when I was playing the game yesterday, I was looking at the parts required to unlock each Ultimate character. All the parts are different. They're not the same parts to unlock per character. Anyways, moving on. Armin says, I'm crafting my last piece right now. What I tell you earlier. Some people are going to get these characters easy. Some people are going to struggle a little bit. It depends on luck. ESK, I don't know if that's the initial ESK. This person says, the bigger issue is that there's really not much content besides grinding stuff out and rerunning the same content over and over because of abysmal drop rates. Why do you need Hailey on day one? If they need her on day one, they will buy her. Moving on, he says, so you can officially nuke Pyro? You're going to have to end up regrinding her in 3 months when they release an Ultimate version of her anyway. Grinding duplicates alts isn't content. It's just double dipping on old content. Okay, whatever. Ultimates look fucking dope. They look great. The ultimate version of each character. They look fucking awesome. Okay, Gondola says, in my opinion, they should transfer the Catholics and activate it to the ultimate so that you can build the base version, and then the ultimate comes out. They're already built. Gives people a reason to farm and the build based descendants. Hold on, in my opinion, they should transfer the catalyst. I don't want to say what he said. I was thinking this when I was playing one day. I was like, why? I was thinking like it'd be cool if you could just if you get the parts that require for the base character, you unlock them, right? Then if you get the parts again, you get to unlock their ultimate version. But they can be scattered in different parts of the world or the map.